Okay, so I'm Kayla Melton, and by submitting this, I acknowledge that this is my work, completely my own. And I'm talking to you about how fighting hunger has helped me. Start out with a statistic: 25% of Arkansas children actually do not have the proper access to the adequate food that they need. Whenever, even among this room, you're able, you might be sitting next to somebody that actually might fit in that statistic. I was actually one of those children once upon a time that didn't have the availability to actually have the food that I actually needed. Hunger is actually affecting the community so much to the point where the Arkansas Food Bank actually 2017, they provided 60,500 meals a day in 2017. During this time, I'm going to share my service story, the communication and principle that is related to my service, and then I will just about how it improved my communication. Where I volunteered, it was completed at the Arkansas Food Bank. It's located on, I think, West 65th Street or something like that. But it's by like Mabel Pike and stuff. So whenever I first, so the key ideas that they actually emphasize is how coming together, you're able to fight hunger and help your community because it's just like the surrounding area, and then the people I worked with, at first it was just 3 people, one of them being in that video. It's a picture, but it's from a video. One of the girls, she was actually doing the volunteering as well, to do volunteer hours for the nursing program here, which I was doing for this class, so we kind of had something in common. And then the guy who just accompanied me, he's my fiance, he just accompanied me so I wouldn't be alone. So I chose, whenever I got there, it's like this big glass building, has big windows that you can see right there, and it was a really nice place, and they had this really big garden over here, but it was February, so it wasn't up or anything. So whenever I came in, I was directed to go through this big break room in order to get to the warehouse section, where I was directed to go in like the far right corner, which is where they would use for the volunteers and everything, because it was used to distribute the food, because as you can see these shelves, these are all food. It was a full warehouse of it. So whenever we went over there, I was instructed, I was given a big pallet of potatoes. It was just dry potatoes, the ones that they're just loosely packed in there, and I was told to put them in bags, 10-pound bags, to measure them out. I had to weigh them out and everything for 10-pound bags, and then put them in an empty pallet, and then load those up for about 60 or 70 10-pound bags. So we did about like 2.5 of those full pallets. So it was like over 2,000 pounds of potatoes I distributed in those small bags with the help of just 2 other people. The why I did this and why it helps towards their mission is that it does make all these strangers come closer together to actually help and fight this hunger that's happening around in the community. And then without the help of us, the volunteers and everything, that facility wouldn't be able to help actually impact everybody that they do. And then by helping distribute those potatoes, and I also did like Nair products too. I was kind of like the OCD person there, so I was like, hey, you want to just fit all these Nair products in a certain way. It had to be like half lotion, half waxes and stuff for like 12 pounds, and I did a whole pallet of that as well. But in order to distribute all that stuff, everybody got what they needed, just because I helped that day. Okay, so while volunteering, I actually learned a few communication skills while in the process of it. And I have 1 principle and 2 concepts I will actually be sharing for you today. And also this is relevant for you because everyone lives in a community, and they have the obligation to actually, they need to help their community, or their community isn't going to go anywhere and everybody's just going to be unhappy. Okay, so the first principle that I will be using, according to the Survival Guide, page 7, it is messages are adapted in different ways to achieve similar results. And then the definition that, according to the Survival Guide, it's a long one. So there are many different ways to achieve a particular outcome. The symbiotic nature of communication allows us a variety of approaches. As communicators, we are able to adapt one message to connect with a variety of different people. Also, because we are unique communicators, are constantly changed by our experiences, we cannot communicate the same message in exactly the same way. So my example for this, it's just my improved relationship with my community. It illustrates it because to my community, I took my time to volunteer and actually help everybody. They show that I care for my community, and that message sent to like everybody in my community. You know, there's so many different people in the community that not everybody's going to see it the same way, but the volunteering is it just shows that I care about my community. Okay, and then so the first concept, is listening fidelity. According to Adler, Rodman, and Debris in 2017, listening fidelity is used to describe the degree of congruence, what a listener understands, and what the message the sender is attempting to communicate. And so what I use for this, my example, is why I wanted to be at the food bank. So everybody was asking me, oh, why are you here? Why did you choose this place? And I was like, because it's just something I was really passionate about. It's connected to me directly. And I was wanting to tell him this reason. I was actually wanting him to understand it. And then the other one is relational listening. According to the textbook, it is that is driven primarily by the concern to build emotional closeness with the speaker. And so I made friends and was able to develop that closeness while we're bagging potatoes and everything like that. As a result of my volunteering, I learned new ways to improve my communication while providing aid. And so this brings me to my concept and ethical implication. We all wanted to improve ourselves in one way or another, and all of our experiences allows us to see something that we want to improve. One I did for the communication concept is supportive listening. It is the reception approach to use when others seek help for personal dilemmas. I chose this concept because it has helped to important to help others in need, and that it's good to rather be a listener rather than a talker. You just want to, whenever somebody seek out, you want to listen to them, and they'll feel a lot better than you just talking your head off to them. And then the ethical implication that I would like to use is responsibility. It is holding ourselves accountable for our choices, actions, and our communication with others. And I just feel everybody has a role and a responsibility in their community to actually do something about it. And you're able to hold everybody accountable for their actions and what they do and what they don't do. Recap of everything. The food bank. The food bank just helps help the hunger, help everybody fight hunger and everything like that. And then I shared the concepts and principle and my service story, and then I was able to show y'all how my communication actually improved. And thanks to the employees and volunteers, those 25% of children will probably have the access to the adequate food that they do need.